Short course off-road racing is one of the most dynamic things you can do. In Western Australia, because we've had limited short course events, we were essentially taking full-blown desert racing vehicles, locking them into a bull ring and letting them go.
Nothing beats the adrenaline rush of racing wheel to wheel, of rocks hitting your helmet and mud flying everywhere.
Oh yeah. Decimal reef there, you can't go over the DB reading.
It was, is and always will be one of my favourite places to race.
Here are some memories of off-road racing at Harvey. The home of short course racing for many years was the Harvey Short Course. The track was located near Harvey, which is about an hour and a half south of Perth. The track was big enough for a short side-by-side run off the start line, and with tight corners and jumps was the scene of many great races over the years. The event was massively popular, bringing hundreds of people to the Harvey region and regularly making the newspaper. Many WA off-road legends raced the Harvey track, and looking back at the photos over the early years, there are some iconic vehicles and names involved. Kim Alford, Daniel Rogers, Trevor Spencer, Brian Lech and Ian French, Ron Goddard, Troy Schoen, Brad Cooper, and the list goes on. The popularity of the Harvey Short Course was at its peak when 3 rounds were held each year and formed the Short Course State Championship. 2007 was the last year of short course off-road racing at Harvey, but we are still seeing some of the benefits of these golden years of racing. Many current day racers got their start at Harvey, including One Speed Off-Road Racing's Harley Urant.
I first raced at Harvey Short Course over 20 years ago. It was, is and always will be one of my favourite places to race. In an underpowered, basically modified Ford Escort, it was always one speed, flat out. Didn't always win, and was always hard to beat the buggies to the first corner. I remember once Daniel Rogers coming over to check me brake lights because he hadn't seen them used or race. I fondly remember having great duels with Mad Max Pilmer on several occasions. I know it was a great night racing, when I came home with smashed headlights, spotlights and tired donuts on my doors. Thanks for the memories.
The racing was always spectacular at Harvey. Running wheel to wheel led to competitors pushing it to the limits, and that was just during the day. The format of side-by-side starts for each heat led to close racing, and there was nothing like an overtake or battle to get the crowd on their feet. Whilst there were rollovers and incidents, you always have to expect the unexpected when it comes to racing at night.
We didn't get the jump at the start line, and as we went out the back into the dark, I remember having to turn on some extra lights, and I flicked the wrong switch and turned all the lights off, and we ended up driving into a tree and ripped off the front wheel. And I don't think Dad sort of hates me for it, but I remember it, and it's frustrating, but oh well, that's racing.
The racing only got better at night, and it was impressive to see the racers emerging out of the dark, lights ablaze and full noise. The track currently remains inactive for off-road racing, but one thing is clear: there is a passion and drive from within the off-road community to revive short course off-road racing. We can only hope that this historic venue makes a return.